going to show you how to create a looped animation. So what you're going to see here is my animation is going to play and everything comes in, and then this particular part, the B on the left side, keeps having its animation go on. And that animation is really pretty simple. It's just this. And it actually generally would stop right here. And if I brought that in, that's all it would do is just play for those 2 seconds and then stop. But because I brought that in and nested it, I actually just dropped that into the space, and then I did a loop on it that it just keeps playing. So we're going to do that same thing to this, which is our trim paths composition over here. So you do want to make, well, you can do this a lot of different ways, but I'm going to recommend that you do this as a pre-comp. So you're actually going to make your composition, animate all that stuff, and then loop that part. So this is my trim path animation right here, and it plays till about there. Okay, so I do want to find where does that thing actually stop playing. So I'm going to go back, and it looks like it's about here. So I'm going to move my work area up to that point. And let's see. There we go. So this thing's actually going to loop, but it's going to loop with that beginning part continuously going. So, you know, for this one, it's a little bit maybe not as good as it could potentially be. So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to bring that trim path in and drop it into my comp. And it's actually, there's 2 of that same one. So I'm going to actually have that one be a little bit larger. And we'll have that one just kind of keep going. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this trim path, and I'm going to right click or control click on that layer over here. And I'm going to go up to time, and I'm going to enable time remapping. Right? And that's going to give me, depending on my animation, it's going to give me a point here, a keyframe, and then a keyframe over here. Now, sometimes it'll place it closer, so really you just have to kind of go to where you need to. That spot is generally where your animation for that particular part ends. So for me, I'm going to have to kind of carefully look at this. Where does that stop playing? I'm looking at these dots moving. It looks like right before there. So go to that spot. Okay, what I'm going to do then is I mark my playhead there. I'm going to go over and make a new keyframe at that spot. I'm actually going to delete the old keyframe. Okay, and so I did that new keyframe on time remap, which was enabled when I right-clicked and hit time, enable time remapping. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold on Alt-Option, I'm going to click on the stopwatch. So I have to do that while holding Alt-Option. That's going to open up our expressions options. So I'm going to go here to this little arrow, I'm going to go down to property, and I'm going to go up to loop out. So there's a couple different ones, but you want loop out. And I'm just going to hit that. And now it's good to go. So now, however long this thing plays for is however long that thing's going to loop. So I'll extend it to about 16 seconds. Let's see what that looks like. And you're going to see that particular animation will continue to play. And it goes back to the beginning because we had that, you know, it started a certain way, whereas the other one that was originally there doesn't have that option going. And then you're going to see it's coming up at that 16-second mark, and then it's going to stop because that's where we told it to stop. If we had it keep going, it would keep going. So that is how you time remap to loop an animation based around the composition.